home improvement is really popular these days. People just aren't moving. So if you're thinking about doing something with your home, then stay tuned because we have a lot of great information. And I'm getting that information from Nick Starkey with Pinecrest Construction. Hi, Nick.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good. Thanks for being here. All right. That takes a lot of money to do big home improvements, especially like this one. So how will a person choose the contractor?
Well, there's several different methods you could go about. You can, first of all, check with the Better Business Bureau and see what they recommend.
Okay.
Also, a great place is your friends, family members that have also done a construction project. Referrals are probably the best way. And you can get those even through your bank if you're taking out a bank loan. The construction loan officers have worked with a lot of builders.
Okay, and of course get some bids and...
Yeah, I think it's best to save on costs if you can choose your builder and your design team together.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I recommend that.
Okay, so once that's decided, what is the next step? Before you sign that contract, make sure certain things are in
Well,
there?
you got to each understand what's going to take place. So you need a set of plans, typically, and then you want to make sure you get the numbers nailed down.
Right.
You got to get a couple bids. I'd recommend a couple bids. I think 2 to 3 builders is what I would do. I wouldn't go out and do a bunch of them.
Okay.
But 2 or 3 should be sufficient.
And start and end dates?
Yeah, start and end dates. Remodels can be a little tricky because
Right.
there's always some unknowns. But yep, you should have a schedule kind of developed.
Okay. And speaking of schedule, generally there's a payment schedule, right?
Correct. And payment schedules can be done a couple different ways. If it's on a bank draw, if the bank is supplying the money, they usually dictate the payment schedule. And if it's not, if you're writing the checks, then you should have a percent completion. So maybe do 4 payments throughout the project at different completion points along the way.
And go look at the different stages if you're not in the home at the time.
Oh
to
yeah,
make sure
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, you should definitely be involved.
And if it's not unusual to go, oh, I'd like to add such and such. So what should a person be sure and do then?
Well, there's always changes. You should have a well-developed schedule for how to deal with those payments or those change orders. Make sure you get it down in writing. It's very important.
What's going to be done and how much it's going to cost.
Yes, exactly. And before you start, you should have an idea of how those changes are going to be taken care of right before any changes are even made.
Okay, so the project is just about done, and you want the last payment would be made after the inspection?
After the final inspection.
There has to be a permit here, so that means regional has to come out and inspect it.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that it passes inspection.
Yep, and you get your certificate of occupancy.
There you go. Good, good. So that makes, by having everything in writing and real clear, it makes it much easier for everyone because expectations are the same.
Yes,
and
correct.
that's really the bottom line.
That's
here.
the most important thing. You got to have good communication between your builder and yourself, and make sure you know what to expect.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Nick. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out today.